Okay, I'm going to have to ask people to bear with me here today. I'm going to make kind of a long and rambly and hopefully unedited video here. I've been awake for about 26 hours at this point because of some obligations I had, so don't expect this to be a very well thought out video. But it's something I thought I really wanted to say today. Now, during this video, I'm going to kind of make a point. I'm going to berate the people watching the video. Then I'm going to offer a challenge to the people watching the video. And then I'm going to try to make it up to you with an empty gesture. And I've actually made myself a little cheat sheet here of things I need to cover because, like I say, I've been awake for a long time. Can't really concentrate right now. So I'm going to try to go through all this and try to kind of keep it on point and try to make sense, but no promises. Now, the first thing, like I said, I want to do is I want to make a point. Now, the point I want to make is about Donald Trump winning as the president. A lot of people are like, hey, we've won now. We don't have to fight anymore, blah, blah, blah. That's just not the case. We haven't won anything. Donald Trump winning the election didn't win us anything. Even if he wanted to, the president can't do much for us. And you got to remember, the same people that are in power now are the same people that have been in power for the past 3 or 4 decades, pretty much. It's that they've been the same people that have had control for the vast majority of the last 30 years. And they didn't do anything for us then. They're not going to do anything for us now. The only victories we've really won are victories we fought ourselves in the courts. Now, having trouble keeping my breath here because, like I say, I'm a little tired and I'm talking kind of fast here. So ignore the heavy breathing if you can. Try to do it as sexy as possible. But like I was saying, we haven't really won anything. But I've noticed this whole complacent attitude. Yeah, I've seen it even from gun companies. They're like, well, why even try now? Because Trump won. You know, they're not really doing anything. I mean, not much. And then they can't because they're businesses, so they can't be really too political. But, you know, they support like a few large channels, you know, channels that have like 1 million subs or more. They try to keep them on the air and they try to get their products put out there. But they really don't do anything to fight for our rights. And they don't even really do much to be present anymore. I think that even at SHOT Show, they really just weren't even trying, and it was kind of embarrassing. They're just kind of sitting down. And like I say, we haven't won anything. Now, we do have the advantage now that we're not going to be on defense for the next 2 years. We're not going to be continually fending off attacks, hopefully. Now, we are going to have some attacks. But when you get to go off defense, you don't get to sit down. You have to actually go on offense if you want to win any ground. If we just decide to rest, well, then not only are we not going to gain any ground, we're going to get shoved back. Someone's going to notice we're not trying and they're going to push us down. So we got to try harder than ever right now because this is when it could actually count. So the point I wanted to make, like I was trying to make that point that we still need to fight. And now here comes the part where I berate everybody. There are no groups of people that I've ever seen that are more, I don't know, entitled and cheap than the freaking gun community. I've never understood these people like, I believe in our rights and I'll fight to the death for our rights. And unless you actually ask me to get up and make a video or give $1 to someone that does. Because I think right now in this country, one of the most important things we can do to keep fostering our rights is to be a presence. And we're living in a world where if it doesn't exist on social media anymore, it doesn't matter. And guns are being pushed off of social media at an alarming rate. YouTube is anti-gun. They barely pay gun channels. Gun channels don't make money at all, hardly. Google is anti-gun. They won't even allow you to Google stuff to buy half the time for guns on Google. Facebook is anti-gun. They kick people off for having gun content on Facebook. So we are losing that social media fight. People on social media, they can't get the same resources that people like. If I was doing makeup, I'd make a fortune on social media. But I'm actually doing guns. So I have to do that on my own dime, and it gets to be expensive. Now, there are channels out there that can't afford to keep doing this, so they disappear. What I'm asking people is to help support these channels. Either be involved yourself or support the people that do get involved. Don't be someone who just sits back and takes and takes and takes. If there's a channel out there, I hate when people say, well, they're e-bagging because they want $1. Well, they're producing content for you that's worth way more than $1. It's worth way more than $1 to you entertainment-wise, and it's worth way more than that as far as fighting for your rights and being a presence, something that people see. Now, I'm just talking about the good examples. I'm not saying, go support people that act like idiots online. Denounce those people all you want. But when someone's giving giving you something you want, entertainment or information, etc., don't act like they're begging because they think that maybe you would want to help support them. People that sit back and do nothing and then complain about, oh, that channel wanted $1, that's like people sitting back living on welfare and complaining about income taxes. Just shut up. One of the worst examples I saw of this is I was at a rally in Tacoma. And a guy came up to me and he started bitching about another gun channel that I know having a Patreon account. Oh, they're just begging for money. And he's like, I don't give my money to people who don't need it. Well, for one, what makes you think they don't need it? And two, he said this to me as he's wearing like $100+ Seahawks jersey of his favorite player after the Super Bowl. So I'm like, really? You don't give your money to people who don't know it? You bought a $3 jersey for $100. Looks like you gave a lot of money to somebody. So my response to him was basically, enjoy your gladiator games, you moron, while other people are out there trying to fight for your rights as you have them stolen from you. So needless to say, I did not win a fan that day. So basically, the berating part here is I'm just telling people, stop being lazy, stingy jerks. Either get involved or help the people that are involved. And now I'm just completely spaced out. But so I guess I'll move on to the challenge part of the video. My challenge is for those people that aren't lazy and will actually get involved, start a gun channel. But if not, here's something easier. If you've got $5 a month you can spare, go on Patreon, support 5 different gun channels, give them $1 a month. I think everyone out there that's watching this, you either have a smartphone or a computer and you got service and you probably have a gun, so you can afford $5 a month. I know a lot of people can't afford $5 a month, but if you're watching this, you probably can. So go on Patreon, support $5 worth of gun content a month. It doesn't have to be 5 people for $1. I would do 5 for $1, but or you can do 2 people, $3 for one and $2 for the other. I don't care what. Hopefully you'll support me because I'm doing a lot of work here. But if you do, what I'm going to do, the reward I'm going to do for the people, this is the empty gesture that I'm going to do, try to make up for all the berating and the rambling that I've been doing here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and offer a t-shirt to people that are actually doing that. Now, everyone knows I like t-shirts. I like really cool t-shirts. I wear a lot of them in my videos. This one I just got, it's a Gadsden Flash. It's the snake from the Gadsden flag on the flash symbol. Now, I've always liked the Gadsden flag, but I'm not a Gadsden flag kind of guy. I'm not a militant kind of guy. So I like this because it combines 2 things I like: freedom and comic books. Now, I will link below where I got this shirt if anybody else wants one. And no, I'm not making a penny off of it, so don't think I'm begging. This is just helping out someone else who makes shirts. I'll put the link below. But speaking of shirts, what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to go through all my Patreon supporters, because those are the ones I can see, people that are actually supporters of me. So if you give me so much as $1 a month, now don't do it per video, because I do a lot of videos. I've seen a lot of people go on there and they'll accidentally donate, like, I'll give you $1 every time you make a video. And then they wonder, like, why do I owe this guy $300 this year? Just do $1 a month or however much you want. I'm not going to say don't do more than $1. Do 5 if you want. Do 10,000 if you want. But for every person that donates $1 a month to me, and we'll go through and I'm going to choose 10 to 20 of you. And I'm going to have a custom t-shirt made. I found a t-shirt maker, Forged from Freedom, that makes short runs of t-shirts, and he'll do some short runs for me. Now, I haven't decided what it's going to be. It'll either be like a Yankee Marshall Posse or I'm a grown-ass man, something that's specific to my channel. I guess specific to my channel, I could put a big anus with a hat on it, according to what a lot of people think of me. But, and especially probably even more after this video. But that's what I'm going to do. So, like I said, we haven't won anything. Get involved or help the people that are involved. Challenge you to actually spend $5 a month. That's all I'm asking you to do. And this isn't just for me, it's for other channels. I want to keep them on there. If you've seen all the channels that have disappeared over the last 4 or 5 years, it's just sad the way they're being forced off social media. They just can't afford to stay on and do the things they're doing. I mean, every time some small channel goes to the range and tests a gun for you know how much that costs it ammo? And they make like 30 cents back from the video. And I know everyone thinks, oh, you get $1 for every 1,000 views. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about money, but that's not true. I've got videos that got 85,000 views that have literally made less than $10. Some of them have made like $4. So I don't know where they get that. That might be true of other channels. It doesn't seem to be true for gun channels. So help people. Now, if you're someone who's like, well, I don't know which channels to support, just support the ones you watch, the ones you think are good representatives of the gun community. Go to Patreon, find them. If you go to my channel, you can see my Patreon channel. You can see two channels there that I support through my Yankee Marshall name. I've got another Patreon name too. But through that, I support gun websites and Never Enough Ammo. Never Enough Ammo puts a lot of time and effort into his videos. He tells you the truth. He's not sponsored. He doesn't lie to you. I like that. Because a lot of the bigger channels, that do have sponsorship, and I'm not telling you to go support those channels. You can if you want, but I'm not telling you to. They don't get involved in fighting for your rights. They're a business. They look out for their business interests. They look out for the interests of their sponsors, and they don't get involved in the fight because it's not good for business. Channels like Never Enough Ammo, they get on there and they tell you the truth about things. They get involved in political issues. They actually stand up and they get heard. So support Never Enough Ammo if that's one you want to support. Also on there, I have like gun websites. Gun websites has been around forever. They've done a lot for guns. They've been a great resource for information on guns, and they actually fight for your rights. They go to all the shows, all the SHOT shows, marches, etc. He actually travels around in a van trying to make a point, like gun show loopholes and visiting museums and gun rights tours, things like that. I mean, sleeps in a van to fight for something that he believes in very strongly. Then you bitch about giving $1 a month to them? Come on, support these people that are doing stuff. Find 2, 3, 4, or 5 of them on Patreon. Give them just $1 a month or $2 a month or $3 a month. Be part of the solution. Don't be the whiny, cheap-ass bastard. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to do this, and I'm not going to stop making videos anytime soon, but there are channels out there that are just disappearing. It's getting harder and harder for them to maintain a presence on social media. The big companies, the big channels, they're not fighting for your rights. It's the little guys that are fighting for your rights. So, like I said, do something, donate. I'll try to get some t-shirts made and get them sent to at least 10 or 20 of you. Maybe I'll even do something every month if I can, but I want to get people motivated, and I want to have gun rights and good examples of gun owners be a huge part of social media, because believe me, right now, social media is doing everything they can to make it seem like we don't exist. I don't know how long that ended up being. You ain't even my real dad.